Hey guys, how are you doing? It's Cryptoinsightuk here, bringing you back another YouTube video. And I'm just going to do like a bit of a summary video here. We've got some information I want to share with you. Pav isn't joining me on the weekly roundup this week because he's actually ill. We're going to talk about XRP. We're going to talk about an investment that I like at the minute. We're going to talk about some news that's going on, and then I'm just going to try and summarize the year at the end and give you guys my takeaways from 2022, which is weirdly coming to an end already. So let's just start with the Bank of Japan. I'm going to just zoom through the news because I do break it down in the newsletter if anyone wants to go and check that out. Link is in the description here, but if you don't, no problem. As I said, I go more deeply into this. Essentially, the Japanese government have come out and changed their yield curve control from 0.25% on the 10-year treasuries to 0.5%. It led to a rally and a short squeeze in the Japanese yen against most currencies, about 3 to 4%, and we're still waiting to see what happens from this next. Basically, there are concerns because Japan's like a country that mostly invests overseas. Will people have the cash to do that? What's it going to mean for American bond markets? All these sorts of things going forwards. Next, we are into crypto news now. That was just the main macro news that I wanted to cover. We're still waiting on more details for that as well. Obviously, going into the Christmas period, I don't think there'll be too much that comes to light, but I could be wrong. If there is, I'm mostly active over here on Twitter, guys. If you don't really follow me on Twitter, go and follow me at Cryptoinsightuk on Twitter. While I'm away, it's quite hard to find either the time, the space, or like the environment to be able to record, especially a YouTube video. The times are different, so it's hard to coordinate with people back in the UK. I'm sharing a flat at the minute, so it's hard to find quiet times. And I'm also trying to be active here with my sister in Sydney for Christmas period. So finding the time, the space, and everything all at the same time is pretty difficult. But it's not a bad thing, it's actually pretty good. I'm really enjoying life, but I'm mostly active on Twitter because I can get on my phone and tweet when I read the news. I'm often reading the news when I'm traveling or in bed or whatever. I'm always engaged in this environment. Nothing's changed in that sense. I'm often on my computer, I just don't have the quiet time to really record any content, and that's why you see my video production is not as high as it was, because at the time it's hard to find. I'll stop rambling now. So let's get into the crypto stuff. So Caroline, this is the ex-CEO of Alameda Research. We're just going to quickly touch on FTX. I said I wouldn't, but there's been a lot happening this week. Caroline, basically, and Gary Wong are like founder and co-founder or CEO of FTX, of Alameda Research, who's the parent company of FTX. They both, even though they weren't in the US, flew to the US, pled guilty, and are working with the American government to find out what happened. They've both been charged with fraud. Caroline's on bail for 250k. Sam Bankman-Fried somehow gets bail for 250 mil after he gets extradited. I don't know how he's paid that, because everyone's saying that it's collateral that he's put down for his parents' house. But that wasn't actually the tweet that I wanted to show you. I clicked the wrong tweet there. The tweet I wanted to show you was one that I can't find right now. Basically, what I was just saying is a lot of convenient timings have happened with Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. The day, this is what I was looking for. So Caroline and Gary Wang, or it's actually Wong, spelling mistake, plead guilty. Timings are weird. FTX collapses the literal day the DXY collapses. Why is that important? Because when the DXYs come down in history, crypto's gone on a rally, so it's almost like it was made to happen on that day. Sam Bankman-Fried roams free for weeks. He's about to testify to Congress, and then he gets arrested. Does someone not want him to talk? And then he gets expedited on exactly the same day. Two of his colleagues plead guilty, and now he's in the US. So whatever happens next is going to be very interesting. Next, crypto regulation is now law in Brazil. This is from The Block, and this was from a few days ago. It was going to become law at midnight. It has now become law. The things to take away from it is the central bank wants a digital currency in 2024. They basically want to let their industries pay in crypto. And then the last thing that I thought was very interesting, the proposed law, which is now in place, allows public institutions to hold crypto. So that's something very interesting. We've seen the BIS also say that by 2025, banks can hold 2 to 5% of their, 2 to 3% of their balance sheet in crypto by 2025. So things are moving on pretty quickly, guys. That's only 2 years away. In that time, there's going to be a lot of investment in the space, obviously, if they're preparing to hold the assets in general, in my opinion. Next, I want to talk about Ape Coin. And I know a lot of people here may or may not like this, and I don't really care. I'm giving you my honest opinion on a crypto asset for a lot of different reasons. Structurally, we'll go into this first. It's sitting at about $3.57, 87% for its all-time high. Obviously, it can come down further, like I talk about further down this thread. It's a small cap, guys. It's a very speculative crypto because it only is going to perform if Yuga Labs do well, if gaming comes in. In the meantime, if we have decimation in the market, it will underperform in terms of everything else, in my opinion, from what I've seen in the past. Large caps normally take less of a beating than smaller caps. It's a smaller cap crypto, but it's got so much going for it at the minute. Structurally, looks like it could have a breakout to the upside on a technical level. It's retraced, sitting in the middle of a wedge, setting a higher low here. Potentially for another push towards the moving averages. It hasn't managed to break above them since its all-time high around $20-ish, I think. But why am I bullish about this? Well, let's start with Yuga Labs, obviously, and Bored Ape Yacht Club. Whether you like them or not, they're the biggest NFT company in the world, or Web3 entertainment, or whatever company you want to call Yuga Labs. They have a huge following, who are very, very, very loyal, have made their NFT project the biggest in the world. We own one of the Bored Apes ourselves. I think NFTs will be a big part of the future, whether you believe in that or not. The community is super, super strong, and they are, even if you just look at this video, for example, it's had 297,000 views. It's their trailer for the next thing that's happening with Bored Apes specifically. It's some sort of trail. I'll show you what the website looks like. I just want to show you this because I want to just break down why I'm so bullish on this right now. We're looking at the trail of Jimmy. I don't even know what this means. I don't know too much about it. I just know they're going to drive, they're a brilliant marketing company who are going to drive a lot of hype towards their token. You're going to need the token for or different things. We don't know what yet. Preparing for mints. They're going to mint stuff, a multi-week interactive mint on the 18th of January. And then mint reveal on the 8th of February. Between these now and then, guys, in my opinion, they're going to drive massive hype towards their brand. And Ape Coin is going to be used. I think it says on what it says further down. I'll show you in a minute. They've done their release trailer. Let me just go here. Ape Coin will be a spend mechanic for those looking to enhance their minting experience. If you hold these different assets, you can mint different things. And with the Ape Coin, you can do something. We don't know what yet. But they're obviously promoting their Bored Ape Kennel Club. They're so good at promoting and incentivizing people to interact in their community in different ways. And they've been the best reward scheme, company in the world. They've airdropped over $240,000 worth of value at the peak to each different holder if you held from mint. So you can't tell me that they're not good at marketing and getting people in their community. Also, if you buy Ape Coin and stake it, I'm not necessarily recommending this is all going to go to plan. This is just what the information that's out there right now. I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't do this. I'm giving you my reasoning for why I've taken a big position in this. If you stake your Ape Coin, you can make 0.0045 a day ape, which is a few percent a day. I think it's 0.4% a day is basically what I worked out on your investment. That's even without a Bored Ape. With a Bored Ape, you make a bit more, just from the reward pools. As more goes in, the reward comes down, but as more then obviously goes into a reward pool and gets locked up, takes the circulating supply away, and should mean the price should go up. So it's a very smart play. The only thing to think about is that there is a large supply, and it's not all circulating right now. So over time, it will be coming into circulation. But whether people who hold a lot of Ape Coin want to spend their ape, they'll probably wait and see what Bored Ape Yacht Club have got in store, is what my opinion would be. So we could see a price move up towards the upside. And that's essentially why. And then lastly, they also tweeted this. It's a trailer from their other side, Metaverse. I'll just skip through it a little bit. But look, it looks pretty cool. They don't really tell you too much about it, but they said the next stage is coming in March time, I think. But yeah, again, that looks pretty flipping sick. The graphics are pretty cool. As I said, I'm not going to play too much of it. You can go and check that all out for yourself. That's why I'm invested into Ape Coin heavily at the minute. Next, we've got XRP. It's got a decision to make. I told you we'd talk about XRP, and we are going to. Firstly, I'd like to talk about the EMAs for XRP. This is on the weekly time frame. When we've had drawdowns away from the EMA, it has always come back and tested that. That's the 50-week EMA there. Imagine the EMAs as a bit like a magnet. Whether you're above or below them, you often do come up, you bounce off them and go down again, or break through and go the opposite way. They're a bit like, they've got a bit almost like a gravitational pull towards them, is an easy way to think about it. We're at a key support level now, and we're quite overextended, 33% away from the weekly EMA. So we've got that space to push up. It would be around 49.50 cent if we do push back up to test that EMA again. So that's something that I'm really highlighting there. Next, we're holding this multi-year level of like support and resistance. We're sitting on top of it in terms of support. I talked about this a few weeks ago in another thread that actually went viral on Twitter. We're also on top of the fixed range moving average here, which is where the most XRP has been bought and sold. Sitting on top of all these key support levels tells me it's probably not a bad place to be looking for an entry. And we also have a decision to make with the RSI. So let's see what happens there. Finally, a bit of hopium for everyone. If we overlay the 2013 to 2017 bull market fractal, where we really took off in this area here, we saw a low of 30%, and then when we created a higher low, 30% above, and then some sort of floor area that we never broke below again, which is what we're basically doing right now. And then we double tapped the floor a few months later. So we tapped the floor here, tried to break out, didn't, came down for the second tap on the floor a few months later, and then took off. This would say that by like March, April time of 2023, we could really start to see a spike. Maybe that could come into fruition with the lawsuit ending, potentially. And I've just broken it down a bit more here. Similar fractal overlay, so 7,000% gain. Are we going to get that? I'm not suggesting that we do or we don't. I'm just showing what the fractal would look like in history, and that these structures are very similar. Whether we do get anything like that or not, obviously, fingers crossed that we do, because I'm 95% XRP, obviously with some Ape Coin now, but mainly with clients that I advise into Ape, because I don't want to take the same risk as me on XRP. I'm hugely invested into XRP with a small personal position now in Ape and a small position in Flare, but we're not going to get into that right now. And lastly, Joel Katz obviously said, you might want to read, had a bit of an argument with Charles Hoskinson, who said there's basically no value and nothing to XRP. And what else did he say? He said there's no technical value or partnerships. Joel Katz replied, who's David Schwartz, CTO at Ripple, Chief Technology Officer. You may want to wait a few days, read this tweet back, and then think about whether you're sure that's the right combination of things that you want to say. So is there something coming for XRP in the pipeline? I don't obviously know. And with that, that's about everything. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's interacted with my social medias this year. Thank you to everyone who shows me support. I love doing what I do. I only try and bring you guys the information that I have on an honest and unbiased, in an unbiased way. Sometimes I'm probably biased towards XRP. I love XRP as an asset for the short, medium, and long term. I'm not married to it. I just think from all the research that I've done, it seems to be the best risk to reward asset on the market still. Completely believe that. Not going to change that thought. Let's see what happens with the lawsuit. It's going to come to an end soon. Whether people think it will or it won't, the time is ticking on the lawsuit, whether you're emotionally attached to it or not. Other than that, guys, as I said, there'll be no weekly roundup this week. The newsletter's still going to come out probably on Christmas Day, as we have been. Pav's been ill. He's going on holiday next week for a few days, so unsure on the weekly roundup again next week, but I'll report back. Unsure on the newsletter, but I presume we'll still get that out. I'll still get my section written when I get the chance. I want to wish everyone a happy Christmas and a great 2023. I can't wait to see what we do in the future, and I can't wait to share some experiences with you guys and hopefully get to meet more of you if we do start to see some price action positively for XRP and the crypto space. If you want my personal predictions for 2023, here they are. I think we'll see the XRP lawsuit finish in one way or another. I think, personally, it will be bullish for XRP. I think we'll have a push in the price action of XRP. I think we will see more CBDCs introduced and more countries accept crypto in general as a payments mechanism. I think the crypto space will grow in 2023. And I think we will push. I don't know whether we'll get a new all-time high in 2023. I think we'll get a new all-time high for XRP, my personal opinion. Whether we do for the whole of the crypto space, I don't know, depending on monetary policy and what happens in the financial system. I think the Fed will pivot. I think we'll see either stimulus or quantitative easing by Q2 of 2023, maybe into Q3. And I think the equities markets will deceive everybody and set new highs in 2023. They are my personal opinions. From the research that I've done, and there are definitely opposing opinions which have so much ground to be able to be argued as well. Don't just believe what I say, go out there and find your own information, but they are my 2023 predictions. XRP set an all-time high. Will come out of this lawsuit, and Equities will have a blow off top, at least if we don't just continue on a rally up, and then maybe a push down after the blow off top. But that's my personal opinion, because I think that we'll have money flooding in from the Fed and other central banks as they panic and something's broken, and they will start to stimulate. That is my personal opinion. And everyone's over bearish at the minute, and when that happens, we normally have a push towards the upside. Whether we set a low before we do that, I don't know. If there could be more crypto contagion with Binance, Tether, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to make a prediction on that. If those things happen, they're almost a black swan to me, and I'm not taking them into consideration with what I say. If they happen, all bets are off. I'll have to reevaluate. But right now, with all the information that I've got, XRP sets a new all-time high. Crypto probably towards the end of 2023 starts to look way more bullish. I think in Q1, Q2 will pick up. Everyone won't believe it, and then towards the end of the year, depending on what happens with the credit cycle, we may start to see a high for crypto. But I think XRP will outperform most of the market next year with the lawsuit, and I think the lawsuit will be positive. They're all my predictions. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you think I'm wrong, put them below. Again, personal views from what I know. Could be wrong, have been wrong in the past, but let's see what happens. Peace up, A-Town down, as I should say. Thanks for tuning in.